Okay, I want to do a sort of a 10-minute video on this with this. But we're going to talk about tridents and trees. I'm not breaking any joke. That's what they label this stuff as. So this time I'm not playing around like I like to do. But I want you to come to this video, this number 11 video. Of course, you can find it. That's the title as of now. And I talk about the impact. Double entendre. Double entendre. Double entendre, double entendre, double entendre. All right, yeah, I'll get it right by tomorrow. Yeah, I don't care. So, looking at there, I want you to think of this as a mirror image on this building. I say building 7, right? I want you guys to see if you can find it. I thought DOS would be more identifying. DOS gets credit. I gave you the credit, but it went to someone else, and YouTube gave it to, I think Randy, or not Randy, or something like that. And I'm like, wow, I didn't respond to Randy's comment saying, DOS, great job seeing the church when I pointed out, the background there, the building. Well, I've called this in Building 7. Someone busted me on that already. But what building is this? I'm going to show it to you more. Better than this. But better than this. Get it? This. What did I just say? Look at the reflection. Let me stop playing around for a minute. I want you to come to this building here. And I want you to look at this video. And look at the pinned comments. You'll see the banter there. And I want you... Oh, it's not the flare image. Just so you know, I think my man thought it was the flare image. No, the flare image is another unidentified unidentified building, as far as that video goes. The right unidentified, these buildings, but unidentified is exact everything. It does have a timestamp, etc. with it. As you look at this building, I want you to think of it as a mirror. But now let's look at the building, and yes, the person in the comments. Okay, let's see if I can find my man in the comments here. Wow. It doesn't give me the top pinned comment. It should be my man. So here to the left is the comments. It would be right here. He says he has a flare device also. You can look at our comments back and forth. He said I confuse them, and I apologize. That's not done on purpose. When sometimes I'll say top view looking down. And then I might leave a drawing here. Then I'll say, okay, this is a cutaway. And I'll say, look at it, this capacity. Well, looking at the, I should be able to jump to it here. 1023, okay. Looking at this building here. And I talk about hard lighting, okay. The sun is hard lighting. Through the clouds, when the sun comes down, your shadow is very soft if you look on the ground. It's very broken up. Now, when it's no clouds, that lighting is hard lighting. And you'll see you'll get more defined edges. Look at this thing. Look at the defined edges, that cutout. This is the cutout part here. And look how sharp it is. Now, I want you to realize the building is not the full mirror. Let's say it's a mirror reflection. Part of the impact, the first impact that I show is there, right? That's triangulates back to intense light there, the greater reflection. And I want you to think of that as that flare device. So the one there is more intense. And I want you to also know that now let's look at this building from this direction as if we could. As we look at the building, I'm just going to draw a section of it. We're looking at I'll do the yellow. So we're looking at it like this. Okay. Then we come down. We come over to the edge. And we cut back. We tail in a little bit there. Remember, we have an intensity here. And we have a taper off here. But what you don't see is that our mirror is only this size. How much more of this is shaped on this side? How much more is it going beyond the structure here, like that? So I question this zone here with you, this zone. All right, now question this zone with you. This zone is not in question. What's in the middle, that is the mirror image, and this is a gap. So now you've put that mirror back. Now this building here is this is the first building that was impacted. This would be building 2 in my way I set it up. And that's building 1. Building 1 is the first one that collapses, the way I look at it. So this is the plane impact, and there's that. Now, fumes are the only thing ignited and exploding there, and I'll go over overpressure, and this will be for Mike Gilmore there, that we'll talk. He wants to drive into, and I don't have time to talk about it right now, but he wants to drive into. I keep bringing up the topic of Oklahoma building. That's a different explosion altogether. That's concrete. They both deal with overpressure. Overpressure is the excess pressure above atmospheric pressure, wherever it may be. In this case, atmospheric pressure is outside this building, and it's also inside this building. Those two blend, but the one inside this explosion is more directional. All right, I'm doing what I just said. I just did. I'm writing over top of my own drawings, so it's more directional. Here's the building. Let's do the building like top view. Okay, yeah. So here's top view, and I want you to think of it as more. And this is top view. This is where the plane comes in. All right, so here's the plane. And we're only coming about this far, and you see the plume, all right? But we know it to go out that direction also. Let's marry that plume up with over here. This creates a line. If it was to show over here, this face, the face of the plume would, but since this building, it matters where they are, which building it is. And I like doing a long, once you guys try to figure out something first, DOS, etc. Now you, this person here, number 1, in the comments, think about the setback of these buildings. Here is 2, here is 1. Let me get this right. The other building is, the building that was in question is back here. So this over here, explosion here, didn't make its way around. Light didn't wrap around and go over there. It didn't bounce off or anything. Yes, it is capable of bouncing off of this structure and going over there. But this is concrete, so it's going to absorb most of the lighting off of there. But that glow you're looking at is a sort of a flare, thermal reading. That glow is our mirror of what's going on here. And I talked about being directional, the explosion, because you see the plume is out, and yet you don't see it behind it. So the fire and the force of 500 miles per hour by one group states it, one group of engineers, and this states 422 miles per hour. And the momentum of is still forward. Obviously, the momentum of 522 wasn't allowing, it couldn't blow back. It did not blow backwards. It's all forward explosion. And I want you to think of this mirror image. Now let me jump to this data for you, and I'm going to end the video. That's something I just want you to think about and work on it. You can find the layout, and you can find out exactly which building this is. Whoever tells me exactly which building this is, I'm going to pin you. Oh, give me this building too while you're at it. And you can find the layout. Let me pause it. In a longer video to come. Oh boy. I talked about there's some tie-back steel in like the first or second video. I said there's some steel that ties back into the tower also. Into the core. So I want to show you how simple this core is. And I'll talk about that steel in a minute. Okay. You know what? I'll talk about the steel now. So here's this 60-foot spans, right? These are not 60s. But they tie back. That's great. But here, they don't tie back to the core. All right, here's a core. All right. These do not tie back to the core. These out here. So what do? They tie here into a beam. That's this one. And these guys tie that direction. So depending on the impact of the plane impacting on a diagonal also. Remember, it's on a diagonal. But one, I think in building one, it's more flat, even though it goes more floors. Floors. I think it's more flat, not as diagonal as building two, as I call it. So you're driving into these 60-foot floor beams. But part of the floor beams to the right, as you can see, first have a substantial piece of steel there that these were anchored, that these will tie into. All right, they're outer wall to here. So this section here does not tie back to the core directly. This section here does not tie back to the core directly. All right, I'm going to show you the significance of this in a moment. So we got 4 sections. You do not tie back to the core directly, unlike everybody keeps telling you. Everything ties back to the core. Well, kind of BS, because this steel does not. This steel is critical. Now I'm going to show you how simple this layout is that across here we have 100s, 200s, these are 300s, 400s, okay? 59 on each side, 5-9. So there's 101 to 159, 59 pieces. 59 pieces the other way, plus the corner piece. This video won't have the long detail of me talking about the corner piece, and I won't be talking about the truss system in this one. It's an hour-long video I have of that already. I have it. I just didn't post it, and it talks about this tie back. This video I'm trying to keep down very short. I want to show you that then we have rows 500, 600, see the core, 7, 8, 9, and 1000 series rows. So upon the 500 series row is an extension, this steel. Upon the 1000 series row is an extension, that steel. That steel, remember, is trident and also trees. Trees are the ones that come up to about the 70-foot mark. They're like this at the bottom of the structure. All right, there, and I think they do one more floor where they make it all even, and they stagger after that. Those sections they lift up in threes like that with the spandrels. They call them tridents. All right, trident. You think this would be a trident, right? You think that would be the trident? No, they call these the tridents. All right, as my understanding, they're the tridents. Real quickly, the tridents. So we have the steel I just mentioned to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember the numbers, 101, there's 101, there's 103, 106. Oh, I see what's going on there. So from 101 to 103, 101, 102, 103. Oh, that's a trident. I see. So then the next trident will be, etc., going on. On this side, trident 201 goes down the trident 203. 203 picks up. Let's just jump over here. Here's trident 215. Well, actually, it would be the marking of it is, so there's the one between it, right? There's 215, there's 216, and that's 217. So that's on trident, whatever trident it is, it's number 217. Whatever trident this is, it's number 242. Whatever trident this is, correction on the one above it, right? It's 417. That one right there. I'll move it in a second. You can pause the screen. Trident 443. That trident, it is not more reinforced, as far as I know, to take this extra load. The 1, 2, all this extra load. This trident has a steel beam spanning whatever span this is. This trident, I have not been able to find none of these tridents. 217, 242, 417 trident, the upright. And remember, this goes all the way from the ground up, from the tree up, from the trees up. So 70 feet up, it would be these connections like this, all the way up. So I'd like to see if that's beefier. This number 242, 247, 443, and 417. Because it has to take the floor joist loading of all of that floor joist back to here, which would then be anchored. I want to see the anchorage of that beam to here, and is that trident, that one, does it have a stockier leg? All right, is its leg stockier all the way down to to the trees. It's the short video. Now you can see it more clearly. I hopefully do, and I'll go more in a 1 hour video about what these are and how they may behave. Okay, take care. Love you guys, and hopefully it's somewhat helpful. The 200 is not always there. So you know, the 200, the 300, the 400, and the 100 is not always there. If you look at the structure, corner, sometimes it's like that. They skip a floor, and so it would be like this. And then this floor is skipped. And I have the video of that. All right, take care. So it's not always there. There's 300, 200, 100, and that it's not always there. Okay, see you next spring. Bye.